Sharon University, and I'm the Vice President of the networking side in the Yale-NUS GCC. We're here visiting AMD in Suzhou. We're in the Suzhou Industrial Park, and we had a talk today with the directors of both the engineering side and the manufacturing side. We took a tour of the factory. They led us into an area where they were making some of the graphic chips, and we got to see part of the manufacturing process, especially the machinery, so that's very interesting. I think my main takeaway is that in order to come to work in China, it's really important to also understand the culture and the language. And I think one thing that I learned is that the manufacturing is very different from R&D, and just thinking about the direction that China might be taking is something to think about when I'm thinking about my future career.
Two things. First, that ancient Chinese, which is what all those philosophical texts were written in, is a totally different language from what I was learning. So that was the first thing. And the second thing was China is such an exciting place, especially right now. When I was there the first time, it was right after the 2008 Olympics, and I thought, maybe it'll take a little longer to read the original Tao Te Ching than I thought, but there's so much opportunity here that I decided to keep learning. So that was my first reason for why China. But then I decided to keep it going. Got involved in Global China Connection. Kept coming back for work and study, and the rest is history.
Obviously China is such a significant market, and I come from a very small country, so I thought that if I knew a little bit more about China, that it would be good for my career when I go home, because obviously China is a very important market for Ireland. I think in terms of XJTLU, the key issue for me in terms of actually applying here was its commitment to business engagement, because I think it's slightly different from a traditional university in that regard. It's something that we pride ourselves in, and that was what actually attracted me to apply to the role as well. So, and I'd spent quite a lot of time in Asia, and I felt that China was somewhere I'd never been, either in a vacation sense or in a working sense. So it was a huge, I suppose, objective for me to come here.
I'm very interested in entrepreneurship, and I think that the economic growth you've seen in China is incredible, and as you see the economy shift to a more consumer-oriented economy, I think there's great opportunities, especially in certain sectors such as education and healthcare right now. And myself being so passionate about education, my parents are both teachers, so I studied in university. I think that there's a great opportunity to sort of create an impact here in education by connecting, my background in America and my, sort of connections in America with China.
对中国以后，我们每个中国人都相信，因为特别是在这一届政府的领导下，中国在反腐的力度上是越来越严所以中国会给世界、国际有一个非常好的一个环境那么，由于这个反腐力度的增加以后使很多的企业进来以后能够非常容易的去做这个 business 那么，所以从这个角度来讲我相信我们这个国家会越来越变得很强大。
My hope in what China is heading towards is a more self-aware and deliberate and interested consumer, right? It's a lot of the Chinese are turning around and realizing that perhaps it's not just about money, that wealth is not about having resources, it's about having options. I think given the growing middle class, there will be more and more companies that are interested in giving the Chinese a number of options and better alternatives for the lives that they want to lead, which I think is very positive.
no matter what I choose to do, if I want to operate at a global level, if I have the privilege of leading at a global level, it's going to be important that I understand what's happening in China, what regular Chinese people are thinking, and where the Chinese economy and government and culture is going. If you're interested in working in China, then getting experience here, whether it's study, whether it's a tour like you guys are doing, or internships or work, is the best way.
你们是桥梁，是希望你们也应该要更加的专业，更加的专注，然后能够为大家、为我们的文化注入更多的正气。